Hello there. Today we're going to be continuing our tutorial on how to make an incremental game. So this is episode 5, and today we're going to go over how to add upgrades. Upgrades that increase the income of your buildings, your clicks, etc., etc. And upgrades will unlock once you get a certain amount of buildings, like 10 cursors or 5 grandmas, etc., etc. Okay, the first thing we need to do is we need to add a container for these upgrades. So in the class, in the section right, where we have a problem is that this entire thing is the shop container. We could fix that by removing the ID and just making a new ID, like so. And then right above it, we'll do div ID equals upgrade container. Okay. All this will be done in the index.html file. Make sure you have the main.js and the main.css files open. Let's go into the main.css file, scroll down to the bottom, and then just add a hashtag upgrade container image height 64 pixels and width 64 pixels. So what this does is it grabs every image inside our upgrade container and it makes it 64 pixels by 64 pixels. Okay. Next, let's add our new object var upgrade equals that. Now, before we start, we need to think, what does our upgrade need? Well, first, our upgrade needs a name. Then our upgrade needs a description, because we need to know what it's about. We're going to need an image for it. Then we're going to need a type. A type for it, so like if it's like a building upgrade, a click upgrade. Then we need a cost. Then we'll need a building index, so if it affects my building, then we would affect the building. So we would put the building index in there. And then requirement, so like if it requires like 10 cursors or 15 cursors, you would put the requirement in there, or 100 clicks. Okay, let's add a bonus, like how much does it increase your income by for that? And then we need to make sure that's purchased, so you can't just buy the same one over and over again. Then we'll add a purchase function, and then of course with the index. Okay, so let's create a very basic one. Let's call it stone clickers or stone fingers. And then in the description, cursors are twice as efficient. And then image, we're just going to do cursor.png. Whatever you want your image to be, you can change the name or description to whatever you want. Then type, we're going to do building, cost, 300. You can put whatever the cost you want. Then building index, whatever the index is. For this case, since a cursor is 0, it would be 0. If it's grandma, it'd be 1, oven 2, factory 3, etc., etc. Okay. Next, we need to add a requirement. I want it to require 1 cursor. And for bonus, I want it to double the income. And then for purchase, just put false. Okay. Next, we're going to edit our purchase function. So if not this dot purchased, and then index, if I can spell it right, and game.score is greater than or equal to this cost index. So what this exclamation point is, it's basically going to say is basically saying this. It's seeing if this is false, if it's not purchased. So like if not this, which is false. So if it's false, if this is false, then it's going to execute the next. Okay, and then we do if this dot type and then index equals building and building dot count dot this dot building index is greater than equal this dot requirement index. Okay, so what this is doing is it's checking if the upgrade is a building. So if the type is a building and the building count or the building we're finding is greater than equal than the requirement, then that it matches our current, like if we have enough of that building in order to get it. So what this is doing right here is it's getting our building index, so 0, so basically it's just going to put 0. So 0 if the building count of the cursors is greater than the requirement. So okay, and then let's make this an else if this dot type index equals click and game dot total clicks equals greater than or equal this dot requirement dot index. Okay, so we need to make sure that whenever we are clicking, doing this, it adds 1 to our total clicks. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we are going to remove this, and then we're going to add ID equals clicker. Okay, and then go scroll down to about the bottom of the JS file, and we're going to do it right between here. We do document get element by ID clicker dot add event listener click and then function squiggly false and parentheses semicolon. Okay, what this is doing is it's getting document by ID clicker, so this is the element, and then it's adding an event listener. So whenever the element is clicked, it is going to run this code. Then in it, we're going to do game.total clicks plus plus, which is the same as plus equals 1, and then game.add to score game.click value. So basically, we're just taking this that used to be in the onClick event and we'll put it in here. Okay. So once we're done with that, we need to go up here, back into the upgrades, and then, of course, so we clicked it, these parameters are correct, so then we just need to subtract game dot score minus equals this dot cost and then the index. We make sure that the score is greater than right here, and then we can do building dot income this dot building index times equals this dot bonus index. So basically what it's doing is it's getting the income of the building, of our building index, so in this case it'd be 0, which is cursor, and then it's timesing it by the bonus, which is 2, so it's doubling the income of the cursor. Okay, and then this dot purchased equals true, and don't forget the index there. Okay, and then we're going to do two functions, display update upgrades, and then display.update score. Okay, so the next what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down to your display, and then we're going add a new function, updates upgrades, and then that's going to be a function. Okay, and then so here you're going to set document get element by ID upgrade container dot inner HTML equals that. Okay, then you're going to do for I equals 0, I is less than upgrade dot name dot length I plus plus. Now to here we're going to do this if not upgrade dot purchased, and then I. So we are going to only display upgrades that are not purchased in here. So if the upgrade is not purchased, and if the upgrade dot type dot I equals building and building dot count upgrade dot building index I is greater than upgrade requirement I. Okay, and then else if upgrade dot type I equals click and building dot, or no, and game dot total clicks is greater than or equal to upgrade requirement I. Okay, so in this, so this is basically saying if we have all the requirements, so like this is explaining, hey, this is only going to be shown if I can actually get it, if I have all the prerequisite requirements. So and then all we need to do is document get element by ID upgrade container plus equals dot inner HTML plus equals. Okay, and here we're going to do image src equals images slash and then single quote upgrade dot image I title equals plus upgrade dot name I plus single quote, and then here we're going to do and the and sign hashtag 10 semicolon. Then you're going to do single quote plus upgrade dot description, and then the same thing again at hashtag 10 semicolon, and then you're going to do upgrade dot cost I. Okay, and we're gonna put let's put these in like parentheses and then put salsa there, and then on click equals upgrade dot purchase plus I. Okay, so what this is going to do, it's going to create an image in our theme that when clicked, it is going to do that. And what you can do is you can just copy this and then paste it here. So what this at hashtag 10 does, what it does is it just makes a new line in our tooltip. So when we hover over the thing, it's just going to do that. And for tooltips, all you have to do is set the tooltip in the title. And when you hover over it, the browser default is going to show it. Okay. Now, we have basically this done. Let's make the quick click function, which is going to be the very exact same thing. So you can copy and paste it, but remove the building.income and put game.click value times equals this dot bonus So we can go back into the window.onload function, which is at the bottom, and this is going to, we need to update the upgrades in there. Okay, and then in the function of the 1000 seconds, we're going to make a new 1000, so set interval function, and then another 1000. Let's do 10,000 actually. We're going to do display.update score and display.update upgrades. Okay, and then let's go into the building, into the building object, and then we'll add this. We'll add that snippet display.update upgrades. We'll execute that. Okay, so let's see if this all works. If it doesn't reload right away, you can press shift click to like reload the JS file, and you have an error on line 91. Okay, we just put an extra there, and as you can see, we have an error right there. Okay, now before we buy anything, we need to actually save the variables. So in order to do that, we can go into here and then add upgrade purchased, upgrade.purchased. Since we aren't going to be like storing any other variables, we only need to know if they're purchased because everything else is going to be baseline. We can only need to save that variable. So then, of course, we need to set a new one. So if one of these, also last tutorial, or I think last tutorial, I accidentally included the second one where it has chicken build count twice. You can delete that if you don't want it. It's not necessary. As you can see, just delete this one if you did input those. If you didn't, you're totally fine. So if type of saved game dot upgrade purchased not equal undefined for I equals 0, I is less than saved game dot upgrade purchased dot length. So this is going to go through each one of the indexes and then build upgrade dot purchase and I equals saved game dot upgrade purchased I. I did misspell that. On line 90, I did put purchased when I meant purchased. Okay, so once you have it being saved and loaded, we can try reloading it now. Okay, let's actually fresh refload it, and then we have a problem there where the image is way too big. So in order to fix that, we can go into here. We misspelled upgrade container, or I misspelled upgrade container. And then if it doesn't load right away, press shift and then the reload key. Or you can do something like this, press Ctrl U, click on the main.css file, and then the main.js, and you can reload it from there, and I'll automatically reload it or update it. Alright, so let's build a factory, build some buttons. Yep. Okay, so if we bought the stone fingers, as you can see, our income did go up, and now every time we buy it, it goes up by 2 because we doubled the income. Make sure there's no errors. There's not. So let's save, refresh, and then we do have the problem of we can buy it again and again and again, which is strange. So we'll need to go back into here and make sure that we saved everything, and then we forgot the D, the purchased on the upgrade dot purchased. So if you do have this error, go into your load game, make sure it's loading in a property and it's saving it properly. Okay, so let's refresh. As you can see, it's now fixed. Okay, so let me show you how easy it is to add another upgrade. So let's say we wanted to add a new upgrade. Once you get 10 cursors, it'll double the income. So let's do that. Iron fingers. And it's going to have the same description, same image, same type. Cost is going to be a bit different. Let's set to 500. Building index is going to be the same. Requirement is not going to be the same. We're going to set the requirement to 5. Bonus is going to be the same. And then let's add another false statement to the purchased. If we refresh, look at that. We can get that again. And we can't get it anymore from there. Okay. Now let's add a click upgrade, because right now we're still only going to get 1. So let's reset our game really quick. Go into here. Let's add a new one called Stone Clicker. And then we can add another comma. The mouse is twice as efficient. And then we'll do the same image. But instead of a building for the type, we're going to put click. For the cost, we're going to put 300. Index, you can put -1, or yeah, we'll do -1 because there's no index. And then requirement, we'll put 1. And then bonus, we can put 2. Okay, so this upgrade will be available after we have clicked the clicker 1 time. Okay, so if I click it, we'll have to wait like 10 seconds for the upgrade to appear. As you can see, it appeared, which is now the mouse is twice as efficient. So if I click a bunch, it appears to cost 300, so we're going to click. So once we buy it, we should be getting 2 per click after that. So we bought it. As you can see, we're getting 2 per click now, which is what we want. Which is really good because now we know it works, all the upgrades works. You can add more upgrades as you want. So if we saved and reloaded it, as you can see, that works. And if we bought a cursor, those would pop up. You can do any building, you just need to change the building index, and then you can do however requirements you want. And just honestly, just have fun, add as many upgrades as you want, and it's totally expandable. So you just have to add more indexes in the arrays, and make sure you are adding in the purchased array. And yeah, so this would wrap up this tutorial. As you now know, we do have upgrades. Next tutorial, we're going to go over how to add achievements for stuff you've done, like make 100 jars of salsa, etc., etc. So yeah, so thank you for watching. See you next time. We're going to go over how to make achievements, and so yeah, see ya.